Hi, welcome to Riverside Monthly. I'm Steve Brazel, and as always, we have multiple episodes for you this month. Be sure to check out each and every one. This time around, we're going to be discussing the Riverside Public Utilities Electrify Riverside program. As always, I'm joined by the mayor, Patricia Lock-Dawson. How are you?
I'm doing very well, Steve. Thank you.
It is always so wonderful to see you, and now again that we're back in studio, it always makes it a lot more fun. We have somebody else joining us today. We're joined by the Power Resources Manager for the City of Riverside, Tracy Sato. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much, Steve, for having me on today.
It is nice to have you here, and we've got something really important to talk about. Mayor, would you get us started?
So, yeah, I really want to hear and let the public know what the program is that RPU started and how it works.
So the Electrify Riverside program is a program that helps to support the transition to electric transportation that's going to be facing the state of California and our entire community. And the program was created also to help the city meet its goals for carbon neutrality, as well as the state's goals in this area. And it's going to provide our RPU customers with that opportunity and some cost savings for their transition over to electric vehicles. The way the program works is it's a rebate program. So if residential customers choose to buy an electric vehicle, they can get a rebate on either the used electric vehicle or the charging equipment that they're going to install at their home. Or if they opt to use our electric vehicle time of use rate, they can get a rebate that'll cover the costs of the meter installation for that time of use rate. And for our commercial and non-residential customers, as well as our multifamily customers, they can install wall-mounted that are hardwired in or pedestal-mounted EV chargers and get a rebate for those chargers.
I have a follow-up question on that because
Sure.
you mentioned RPU customers.
Yes.
Is this a program that is only for RPU customers?
Yes, it is. So this program is funded with money that comes to RPU. So we only can offer those rebates to our customers. So it's for our electric customers. But these similar programs are available throughout the state of California. So if you happen to not be an RPU electric customer, you can go to your local electric utility and they will likely have very similar programs to what we're offering.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I know the governor's executive order recently said that he wants all vehicles, trucks and cars in the state of California to be zero emission, right, by 2035, I think.
Right.
So how does this play into that whole equation?
So this program is kind of in direct response to that, as well as the city's goals for also meeting carbon neutrality. What this program does is it's going to help support that transition, because change is kind of scary as we go through this, and it can be expensive. And so these rebate programs are going to help ease that transition over to electric vehicles and help to provide this new fueling infrastructure that's going to be needed. And these goals that the governor has, the benefit to our local community, it's not just reducing climate change emissions that are occurring from electric vehicles or from internal combustion engine vehicles, but it also helps to clean our local air, and that's an important part of this as we move forward.
So the overall goal then, the overreaching goal, is to end up with electric vehicles being more common.
Yes.
And the whole goal of this will help get RPU there, correct?
Yes, it's going to help RPU support our customers. We really are providing the fuel. So we're taking that place of what would have been in
providing the fuel. That was good.
We're providing the fuel. We're taking the place of an oil refinery that used to provide gasoline or diesel, which would have fueled these vehicles. We're kind of taking that place. We're now the fuel provider. And so what this does is, we don't have a goal necessarily for electric vehicles, but as the community changes, as the state of California changes, and as the world, frankly, is going to be changing over to electric vehicles, we need to have a way to facilitate that change. And as I said, change is a little scary, and it's also hard and can be costly. So we want to make sure that we ease that transition for all of our customers.
And costly in the short term, but often not in the long term.
Correct. Yes.
I can agree. I've got an electric vehicle. So the question I have following that, though, is, is the city of Riverside, is RPU prepared to handle this uptick in electric use? And and if not, Do we have plans to make sure that we do?
Yes, RPU is it for right now. We have plenty of electricity secured so that we know that we can provide this to our customers. And our current distribution grid and even the transmission grid, the larger electric grid that supplies us, is ready for this. But in the long run, it is going to require changes. We will, as more electric vehicles come on board, need to purchase more electricity to support that additional demand that customers are going to have. To do this, we have the second interconnection to the regional grid that is being developed, and that should be coming on board in a couple of years. And then we're also doing a lot of planning right now to what are those resources going to look like so that they're also clean. And then we are also planning what our distribution grid improvements need to be so that we can continue to support this.
You mentioned rebates earlier. From an RPU customer point of view, whether it be electric or water or whatever, are there any other rebates that an RPU customer should know about?
Yes, there are a lot of rebates.
I had to
RPU, yes, you knew that.
Yeah.
You were a leading queen on that. RPU offers a number of rebates for energy efficiency and water conservation. We have rebates that'll help for energy use reduction, which could include everything from appliances like your refrigerator or an Energy Star.
Pool heaters?
Pool heaters,
pool heater.
pool heaters, air conditioners. We also would be looking for Energy Star so that they are energy efficient equipment. But we also have rebates for insulation, windows, anything else that's going to improve that energy efficiency in your home or your business. But we also have water rebates to help with water conservation and reduce water usage. And while it's also some different like sprinklers and things like that, we also offer rebates if you want to transition or trade out your lawn for less water intensive landscaping. We offer rebates for that as well.
I'd recommend that as a former lawn owner
Right.
and maintainer.
Yes.
So this is all really cool information. So where can people go to find more information about it, Tracy?
So you can find information on RPU's website at riversidepublicutilities.com. That's Riverside Public Utilities, all one word, .com. And then if you add the /rebates, it'll take you right to these rebates.
Great.
Okay, so a lot of information. Website again, riversidepublicutilities.com or riversidepublicutilities.com/rebates. Again, I want to thank our guest this time around, the Power Resources Manager for the City of Riverside, Tracy Sato. Thank you so much again for coming down.
Thank you for having me.
Mayor, always good to see you.
You too, Steve, and good to see you again, Tracy. Thanks.
And
Nice to
again,
see you.
this month we've got 3 segments for you. Make sure that you find and check out each and every one. This is Riverside Monthly, and we'll see you on the next show. Hi, once again. Welcome to Riverside Monthly. I'm Steve Brazel, joined as always by the Mayor for the City of Riverside, Mayor Patricia Locke Dawson. Mayor, how are you?
I'm doing very well, Steve, and you?
I'm doing quite well, and this is one of 3 segments this month. And this segment is something that I think means a lot to a lot of people in the City of Riverside with the history of the City of Riverside. We're going to talk about enhancing the military wall it's the military wall of honor that's outside City Hall. And we're joined by the assistant to the mayor for the City of Riverside, Philip Falcone. How are you?
Good, Steve. How are you?
Good. It's always good to see you here. Philip is here every time we do these shows, But this time we get to have him up here on the panel, which is going to be great. Mayor, you want to get us going?
I do. This project, full disclosure, originated out of my office. But I think it's something that will be of interest to a lot of people. But first, what I really want to do is start with Philip telling us what the history of the Military Wall of Honor is, and then what we're thinking of doing and how this project will improve it.
Yeah, sure, Mayor. So, of course, on our Main Street pedestrian mall, right outside City Hall near Main and 10th Street, we have something known as the Veterans Plaza, and that is by the Ismael Smiley Villegas statue, which was founded in 1995. At that time, then Mayor Ron Loveridge brought together a group of people to expand that area to do a larger plaza, and they spent about 2 years exploring what could be done in that area to honor Riversiders, both city residents and county residents that gave the ultimate sacrifice, that lost their lives in battle for our rights. And so in 1997, May 31st of 1997, almost 25 years ago, they unveiled a wall that honors all of those names from all of the wars, from World War I all the way to the Persian Gulf Wars. And since then, there hasn't been a whole lot that's been done to update it. And so this really is going to be an initiative for that. But that's a little bit of the history. So 25 years ago is when it was established.
It's funny because in my head, it hasn't been that long. 25 years goes by so fast. I mentioned at the opening to this, I think this is going to be interesting to a lot of people in Riverside because of the history of Riverside. So originally we had March Air Force Base, now March Air Reserve Base. My father was stationed there when I was born. And the military history that we have in Riverside is so important to our identity in so many ways. This already accentuates that, but it's going to accentuate it more.
Yeah, so, a great thing is March Air Reserve Base is the largest air reserve base in the whole United States here in Riverside. Of course, everyone in Riverside has some kind of connection to a veteran and has near and dear to their heart. Of course, the mayor being a daughter of a veteran, my grandfather was a veteran. Steve, you shared your story. So everyone can some kind of way trace that back to their own personal experience. And so this really adds to that military history because it is so prevalent across our city and it is so important to Riversiders. So this will add to that. We're doing multiple things planned that will also fold in some of that history. Beyond just recognizing the names, we want to include the history of it too, for an educational piece.
I love that.
Yeah, it really needs some work. It's looking a little tired would be a generous word. So we do need to raise some money for this. There wasn't a lot of money set aside for maintenance of the area. So why don't you talk a little bit about our fundraising goal and where people can go to make a contribution?
Yeah, sure. So on Veterans Day of this year, on November 11th, the mayor launched this campaign, a fundraising effort for this. This is going to be privately funded, these enhancements. And so we have set a goal for $60,000. We are looking to surpass that because, as we like to do on all of our Main Street monuments, we like to have an endowment. And that endowment helps with that perpetual care that the mayor was talking about. This monument does not have an endowment existing. So we're hoping to surpass our goal of the beautification and the enhancements that will take place to help with that that endowment fund. And so we have all kinds of information on the mayor's website, riversideca.gov/mayor. On the homepage, actually on the sliding banner on the website, there's you can click on it and it takes you to more information on the Veterans Wall enhancement.
Is it me? That amount seems so reasonable. Like, that amount seems so small for what it is that we're honoring here. And please go to that website, riversideca.gov/mayor, and find out how you can participate and help fundraise for this. And based on meeting these goals, when would construction start? How long would it take?
So we are going to move as fast as the money comes in. So
Okay, well,
it will decide on how the fundraising comes in. It would be a great goal to a very optimistic goal to say, you know what, the 25th anniversary of this area of this monument is May 31st of 2022. This coming May 31st. So it would be nice to at least have ground broken and work underway at that point in time. But again, that will all depend on how much support from the community we can get in terms of fundraising efforts.
Yeah, this is really personally meaningful to me. I mean, I think I feel very in awe of veterans when I'm in their presence, and I think somebody who would put themselves in harm's way for me, for my children, for our protection. So I feel very strongly about this, and so we want to make a really big deal out of it. I mean, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about our unveiling ceremony and what our plans are there.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Maybe you could talk a little bit.
So we
about
will
that.
be having an unveiling ceremony once it's completed. We're hoping that completion, like I said, would be probably the latter half of 2022. But we want to have an unveiling ceremony. It will both celebrate the 25th anniversary as well as unveil all that we've been doing there. We also will be including an expansion of the monument to include all the names of those Riversiders that have given that ultimate sacrifice in recent years. I had mentioned earlier on that right now it's up to date with the Persian Gulf Wars, and there's a peacetime plaque that covers those lost during peacetime. But from then on, there haven't been any additional plaques for our most recent conflict. And so we want to include that as well. So we're going to make a big deal out of that unveiling. We're doing all the work with the county office and various VA agencies to ensure that the names are accurate, and we're covering all those folks. So we're going to make a big deal out of the unveiling. And
As
Thank
it
you.
should be. And again, I think the endowment idea is great because when you do a project like this, that maintenance is so important. If people want to know more, obviously follow the mayor on social media, and we'll give you those throughout the different segments that you'll see as well. But in fact, real quick, where can people go to follow you?
Oh, me? Oh, my goodness. Well, you can go to Facebook. It's Mayor Patricia Lock Dawson.
Okay.
Instagram, it's Mayor Lock Dawson. And Twitter, it's Mayor Lock Dawson as well.
Perfect. Where else can people go for more information?
So the website, like I said, riversideca.gov/mayor, it will have on that homepage, there'll be a video message from the mayor about the Veterans Wall and Military Wall of Honor efforts, and then there'll be a separate website that'll take you to as well when you click there.
So I just have to say, first of all, Philip Falcone, thank you so much for being here, and
Thanks,
thank you
Steve.
for all you're doing to forward this project. And Madam Mayor, for getting this going, seriously, thank you so very much.
Oh, you're welcome. As I said, it's a labor of the heart. So I feel very strongly about it.
If you want more information on this, go to the website, riversideca.gov/mayor. Get all the information, participate, donate. It's all fundraising based. And I really think, again, with the history of Riverside, this is one of the more important things that we can do to honor those people that have given the ultimate sacrifice. This is Riverside Monthly. I'm Steve Brazel. Make sure you check out each and every episode this month. We'll see you on the next show. Hi, and once again, welcome to Riverside Monthly. I'm Steve Brazel, your host, and we've got 3 segments for you this month. And this time around, we're going to be talking about Riverside Public Library's 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten. As always, I'm joined by the mayor for the city of Riverside, Mayor Patricia Lock Dawson. Madam Mayor, how are you?
Hello, Steve. I am doing very well. Thank you.
We have so many good segments this month, and this time around we have a return guest, the director for the Riverside Public Library, Erin Christmas. Erin, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you.
It's been a while since you've been on the show. Good to have you back. We've got a lot of questions for you on this program. And again, I just have to say really quick, because I haven't seen you since then, congratulations, the library is now open. I was doing a dance earlier. Hopefully they didn't record that. But we've got a lot of questions on the public library's 1,000 books before kindergarten. Mayor, you want to get going?
Yeah, of course, this is a project after my own heart, after having served on the school board for 9 years.
Right.
I know that early literacy is a sign of school success, right? When kids are able to read books. And I know this program is going to encourage parents to read to their kids more. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so the idea is kids that enter kindergarten already having read 1,000 books with their parents or adults in their lives, it doesn't have to be with their parents, it can be any adult in their life, are more prepared going into kindergarten. And as that leads up into 4th, 5th, 6th grade, and then going into high school, they're just in a better position with those early literacy skills that they really have to really have learned by that time.
So let's talk about benefit a little bit. As far as kids that are reading at a young age, there's a lot of tangible benefits that we see, vocabulary development, et cetera. Can you address some of the benefits?
Yes, the children are able to do better in school just by knowing more words. They have a greater vocabulary. They have increased social and emotional development. They are able to read instructions for different things. And it shows that in a number of studies, it shows that they're able to achieve greater economically later in life. And it shows how they're able to stay out of jail and prisons just by being literate at a young age. It's really amazing what it does for children.
And not to mention, establishes a lifelong habit, right? A
Yes.
lifelong reading habit, which I
Reading
think
is
is
a
really
habit, yeah.
important.
Which is wonderful, and it lets them learn more as they get older too, and continue to grow their knowledge base.
Right, right. So it seems like a reasonable request, I think. It's just for parents. It's one book a day for 3 years, right? Is that what it is?
Exactly. It's one book a day. A children's book takes about 5 minutes to read.
Oh, wow.
So you can even do it in a year, right? 3 books a day. That's 15 minutes. Just spending 15 minutes reading with your child. You have them reading that 1,000 books. You can really have 5,000 books before kindergarten. And this is just a moderate goal to get them started.
You know, what you just said about how long it takes to read an average children's book of 5 minutes. Yeah, I would say go beyond the 1,000. And I want to talk about a specific part of this program, and that is the Superstar Readers.
Oh, yes.
So tell us about Superstar Readers in terms of, helping out younger brothers or sisters meet this goal.
Yes, so Superstar Readers is for those kids that are over 5 years old that are able to read on their own already. This gives them an opportunity to read to their younger sibling or a friend of the family. And once they read 50 books, they get a little medal to show that they were a Superstar Reader and participated in the program. And it's a great way for them to continue to build their vocabulary, continue those literacy skills that we talked about being so important.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah, and I know it's a free program. That's always important, right?
Right.
That was our favorite place to go with my kids, and they were little. Was a library. It's free, but you still have to register, right? So can you tell us a little bit about that process?
Sure. So registering is very simple. It's the same website that kids are already and families are familiar with from the summer reading program. You log on. It's on this library's website. If you have any troubles logging in and getting signed up, you can do that with a library staff member. You don't have to have a library card for your little guy yet if you're not ready to give your little guy a library card in your family. I know that's a big deal for some, waiting until they're a little bit older. And they just sign up and start reading. And the books you read don't have to be library books. They can be books from home. They can be books with words. They can be books without words. They can be books you read at story time. So if you're going to Mr. Brian or Miss Abby's story time and you're participating, those 2 or 3 books they read each day, those count as well.
Wow. And
So-
sorry, it's Beanstalk? Is that
Beanstack.
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 Okay. Yeah.
So you mentioned a medal. And to so many kids, getting a medal is a huge thing, regardless of
Yes.
the size of the medal. They don't need trophies like the mayor and I want, big trophies. Any medal. Stickers, awards. I'm assuming that with, sticker charts, do those type of things exist in this program?
They do. We made so you can get digital badges, and you can do this exclusively online. But then you can also get print materials, and you start out with one sheet that has 10 blank circles on it, and you get colored stickers to fill in as you read 100 books. There's also physical prizes. So at 100 books read, kids get a little bag that they can carry their books in. They get finger puppets as they go through. They get 2 books throughout the process. There's a lot of prizes throughout this. All of it funded by the Riverside Public Library Foundation, which is a huge, huge gift to our community.
You're going to tell me I'm too old, aren't you?
Well, if you have a young person in your life, they are allowed to
Okay.
sign up.
I
But
get it.
anyone over 5 can't sign up on
Okay.
Beanstack right now. I know.
You are too old.
I know.
But she
I
said
know.
that was a nice way of
That,
telling you that
you know.
you
Yeah.
can't. I have to say, I just have to brag a little bit about Erin because she's really transformed the library. I think people think our libraries are, obsolete, but Erin is. You heard about this, right? Digital stickers, all these other things. It's a really modern way to get kids engaged and interested in books. So why don't you tell everybody where they can go to find out more information?
Sure. To find out more information about the library, you can go to our website, which is riversideca.gov/library. And if you want more information about 1,000 books specifically, you can go to riversideca.gov/library/1000, the numbers 1,000 books.
Okay, so a couple things here. I want to say that website once again. riversideca.gov/library for the general library site. riversideca.gov/library/1000books.asp if you want the actual page URL. And the other thing I want to say, because the mayor mentioned what Erin's done for the library, if you haven't been to the new, now open, main library in downtown Riverside, seriously, you will understand the technology involved and the amazing resource that this is to families. So to everything that you do, thank you.
Well, thank you, and thank you for letting us talk about it today.
Joy to have you here again, return guest. So nice to have the director for the Riverside Public Library, Erin Christmas, with us. Mayor, always good to see you as well.
You too.
Make sure you check out each and every episode this month, 3 this time around, on Riverside Monthly. We'll see you on the next show.